West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Yes, a very great and lovely morning to you who is watching West Nile TV. It is a Friday, and today we are 5 days after the resurrection of the ascension of Jesus Christ. Yeah, and we are back with the Love Clinic. Yeah, for those who have been following the Love Clinic every Fridays, and today I want to say that I'm very happy and very excited to talk to you and to interact with you this great and lovely morning. Call me Fete Emmanuel, who is your host. I'm not here alone. I'm together with my dear doctor, that is Dr. Love, who is here with me. Good morning.
Morning to you.
Yes, how has been your week? How did you celebrate your Easter and everything?
It's wonderful. I had the opportunity to preach by God's grace at the St. Philip Church.
Wow.
God bless the time.
Wow.
Wonderful.
That is lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming and for having this show today. This show runs every Friday starting from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. But today we are a little bit late due to some technical issues. Next time we will keep the time. But thank you so much for your patience and for being together with us this morning. But what happens when you see people getting married and the celebrations are going on? I believe, like personally me, all I wish them is the best. All I wish them is good things. I wish that they have children over children and grandchildren's. But suddenly, sometimes this happiness is short-lived. It doesn't live for long. The happiness that we see, sometimes it lasts only for months, sometimes for years, and then after that, the happiness is no more. And today, we are asking, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Even to our dear brothers, to our dear sisters, even sometimes maybe it has happened to you. And the question is, why? So as you can see today, our topic is well put on the screen, that why do marriages fail? And I have a marriage counselor who is right here with me. By the way, his profile is very, very, very good, very appealing. He has counseled over 300 couples.
Officiated.
Officiated.
And cancelled 400.
400. You've already cancelled 400, so it means the profile is quite good, and we are just going to dive direct into why do marriages fail. There are many issues sometimes that lead to failure of marriage. Let me just come back to Uganda. What are the reasons as to why marriages fail in Uganda? Sometimes we men, we marry sometimes because we don't know how to cook. Yes. Sometimes we don't know how to cook, and then sometimes it is because maybe your father said, you man, you're growing older, so you should get someone. You cannot just live like that. So you get married for that reason. So there are many reasons, different reasons as to why people marry. Some people marry because they have seen a beautiful girl. Yes, a beautiful girl, and then they feel, okay, that one can make a good wife. When you just look at her, she can make a good wife. When you move with her, it is perfect. So that is different reasons as to why people marry. And as I said, we are all happy for them. But you find at a certain time, things do not work well. And then they start advocating for divorce or else separation. Some say, I need space. Others, the space that they are wanting gives it gives room for divorce maybe. So I want Dr. Love to first try to digest for us this, particularly why do marriages fail?
Yeah, marriages fail because, first of all, people don't want to involve God, who is the author of marriage, in their marriage. Secondly, lack of proper preparation with the involvement of God. And finally, marriage, whether you like it or not, whether you are saved or not, whether you are a Christian or not, you have to face marital problems, and they are normal. And some of them are abnormal, of course. But you should know that as you stay, you know you've been brought up in different backgrounds. And you have grown this far, 28 years, 20 years, 30 years, all that time, background, and of course your partner. And when you come together, you should know that there's going to be adjustment will take place. And during the adjustment and other things, marital problems now come in, and they are normal. And marriage counselors have discovered there are 12 major marital problems. And out of the 12 marital problems, 3 of them are very crucial. The 3, whether you like it or not, will lead first of all into separation, and then finally divorce. And as I talk now, some people are in separation and they're heading for divorce. Others are already divorced, whether they are Christians or not, because of the 3. And the 3 are money or finance and property problem. 2, poor or fault communication. 3, poor sex life.
Wow. 3 important issues that can affect our marriage, in other words. So coming back to what we are discussing, you said 1, not involving God in this, and then 2, not involving God properly, can lead to divorce. So there are marriages that happen even on the altar that involve even sometimes the priests and all that on the altar. These things are done, people are cancelled, people are attend to these things, and after that it is short-lived and the happiness is gone and the marriages fails. So why? Was God not involved, or what happened in the cause? Or God was not properly involved? How do you involve God properly? I know those are many questions sometimes for these few minutes, but just throw some light on it a little bit.
Yeah, you see, if you give God lip service, you see that we are involved with God. When you're not, deep down in your heart, you're actually not involved in God. You are just, doing your own things. You want to use the name of God in order to get married, which is not good at all. So the thing is, you must be serious. Deep down in your heart, both of you must know God, particularly Jesus as your personal Savior and Lord. And on top of that, you should know that there is going to be judgment which will take place. You should know that in your marriage, you're not alone. You and your dear husband, or you and your dear wife, you must know that the third person is God, Jesus Christ. If you have problems, you always pray to God, and God will help you to solve the problem. But if you don't involve God, as I said, in handling some of these problems, then you find that you just fall apart.
Okay. Yeah, I had a story of a friend who convinced a lady to get married to him, very hurriedly and very fast, and then he knew his status. He was HIV positive, but he didn't disclose to this girl and until they got married. And in the marriage, and then the lady started realizing that her body is changing, everything is changing about her. She had rashes and all that, going to the clinic to check, and she found that she was HIV positive, and she was like, I've never gone outside this marriage. I've never done something outside this marriage. So what is the problem? After doing a background check, she realized that this guy was already on ARVs. So what do you expect to happen at such a state? Someone was not honest with you, someone was not really telling you the truth, and then you find the truth afterwards. I know that is a different story that we are going to talk about, but you didn't tackle it. Lies in a relationship or in a marriage and not being honest. But we shall go there. I just want you to tell me how you told us how many people you have cancelled, and how many out of the ones that you have officiated in marriage, like getting married on the altar, how many have divorced, or how many tried to divorce and now because you cancel them, they are back together? Because there are people that you have maybe cancelled and then they are back together, and others you tried your level best, you tried however much you tried to push, but it didn't work. You also give us that, just an honest answer, and you give us maybe why it didn't work too. Yes.
Yeah. Well, those who divorced, I'm very happy to say, because I do thorough marriage retreat, honestly speaking. And those who really fear God seriously, follow the teachings, they're enjoying their marriage life. They're about, let me say, 3 who have divorced. And I actually saw it during the marriage retreat. But you wouldn't say, no, don't get married, because they're already in for it. Yeah. But otherwise, the rest are doing their best. And I believe they'll go on very fine. And some of them even wanted to say, we don't want these elders council and so forth. We want to see Dr. Love. We would like to divorce. And when they come, after having good time together with them, they go happily home and they start honeymoon. And I give glory to God.
So can you remember like how many of that like experience happened? How many people that really wanted to divorce and then they came back because you talked to them?
About 5.
5 of them. And right now they are happily married.
Very
they are
happy.
still together.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. You're still watching West Nile TV, and this is the Love Clinic, and I'm here with Dr. Love, who is trying to digest more about why marriages fail in Uganda, leave alone Uganda, in West Nile also. They have very serious issues that happen. Maybe he talked about the bed issues that maybe we'll try to tackle at a rightful time. Because of time factor, I can see our time is really running very fast. But we will get into that at a later time. I know this is a very heavy topic that really needs to be digested and analyzed slowly by slowly, so that someone will understand what we are talking about this morning. So when marriage is officiated in the church, they say the institution that you're entering in, you shouldn't take it lightly. I remember when the priests are saying this, they say marriage is an institution. And when you enter it, you shouldn't enter it lightly. And they ask you, are you willing or are you ready to enter into this thing? They ask the couple, and most times they say, yes, I do. Yes, I do. So, why does it happen that after all that vow that you take, even in church, amidst people that come and see, witness this, and sometimes the priest goes ahead and ties your hand together, yours and the man and the woman, and then he ties together with the robe, and then says, I am standing for God, and you are in front of God now. I am a representative of God. And still, after all these serious vows made, people separate. Is it only these reasons that you have mentioned, or there is something that really we have left out in this? Because I see this something that is very serious. Many marriages that do not go even sometimes on the altar are surviving. They are doing very well. But you find this that goes to the altar, most times it's attacked and it's failing. Why?
Well, I think marriages all over the world, whether in the church or outside marriage, outside the church, there is a lot of divorce. In fact, it's worse. Worse among those who don't come to church. It is worse in the Western world. In fact, there are now marriages one after another. Well, this thing is, it is involving God and having true love for each other. Involve God, a true love from God. True love for each other, I normally say, is just like North Pole and South Pole. When you bring North Pole and South Pole together, they attract one another. But if you have North Pole with North Pole, they are parallel. Okay, South Pole with South Pole, they are parallel. People who get married when they are parallel because they don't have true love. You rightly said, you look at the beautiful girl, you say that is your wife. You look at a handsome man or you look at a rich person and you say that's the man you want to marry. It is completely wrong. It is true love. Okay? True love will marry because of love, not property. Because beauty is actually in the eyes of the beholder. You see? So, Matthew chapter 7, verses 7 to 11 says, you must pray, ask God, okay, who to marry, and the girl or the man should be beautiful in your eyes, and must first of all fear God, and must love me as I love him. And so the question of love is very paramount. That's why people call me Dr. Love. Don't deceive someone. Just don't marry because of money, beauty, and education, what have you. If that happens, we will live for a short time.
Okay.
Yeah, but with God, and of course true love from God, both of you are married because of true love, and you fear God, definitely you stay till death separates you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Love, for really digesting this for us this morning. We are talking about why marriages do fail. And he has said that it is not involving God in these marriages. And then secondly, it is also not involving God properly. And all of these happen. People coming from different places and then they come to live together. What really, when these marriages, when the marriage becomes sour, what key thing do you see that unites people together? The key thing that unites people when they feel like breaking, but what brings them together back?
Yeah, I said is true love for God and true love for each other. Yeah, will be, but even if, if you love each other, even if you quarrel, then even if you read First Corinthians chapter 13, verses, 4 onwards, you will find that even love, when you love one another, you see, you may get angry a lot, but the sun will not set on it, as Ephesians 4:26 says. And also, it says if you have true love, you will not get angry anytime. You see, you will hold your anger because you love somebody. And First Peter chapter 4 verse 8, it says, above all, have deep love for one another. If you have deep love for one another, love covers a multitude of sins.
Okay.
These matter problems that will come, it will be covered because of true love you have for each other. You will say, I'm sorry, I forgive you, and so forth. By the way, you find it very difficult for men to say, I'm very sorry. They think all they do is right.
Okay. Maybe
Some men, I mean all.
yes.
I mean some men, not all.
Okay.
But women can break easily. They can say, I'm sorry, and so forth, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe before we move out of here, I wanted you to tell us one, why maybe is marriage a contract? What is marriage? Like, what is marriage? Because people see marriage sometimes like as a contract. Or is it a contract because the attachment of the certificates and all that? And sometimes people say, I'm trying this, I'm just trying, but they're already married. It is a trial thing.
Marriage is given by God. It is God who wants people to get married. That's why he has created male and female. God didn't want people to get married, he wouldn't do that. Okay? So he created male and female, and he officiated the first wedding at the Garden of Eden when he joined Adam with Eve. Okay? And when Eve was, Adam was so excited. And if you see in Genesis 2:23, I tell you, Adam was so excited when they were joined together. He said, this is now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. He was jumping up and down. And in fact, marriage is the most rewarding, enjoyable institution in the world. And that's why people call in Europe, in fact, even here, people call the first month of marriage, honey. It is sweet. As sweet as honey. And the first month is you go for honeymoon. But as I talk, marriage is also the most difficult institution in the world. And the only thing is, people should know that if they involve God and they have true love for each other, they will stay in the marriage. As I talk now, let me tell you, every minute people are jumping out of marriage and people are entering into marriage due to multiple problems.
Okay. Yeah, why I wanted you to bring this out very clearly is, one, I asked you, is marriage a contract? Because sometimes we tend to attach marriage to the certificates that are given either in court or in church, saying that even some people say, this has tied me. It is the ring that has tied me. It is the certificate that has tied me. That's why I said, is marriage a contract? What is marriage? You've tried to explain for us, but our time is really up. We shall continue to digest this in next Friday. But thank you so much for coming. I know you have your last words because of time factor.
Well, the thing is, marriage is permanent according to God. Okay? First, Mark chapter 10, verses 7 to 9. It says, what men have joined, no one must to separate. And first, in Malachi chapter 2, verse 16, God says he hates divorce. When you marry, death will separate you. That's what we do. And marriage actually is meant not to be, it's not a contract.
Okay. Yeah.
If you know you are not ready for marriage, you better not.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, he says that God hates divorce, and it is clearly stated in the Bible. Our time is really up, and we will come to talk about this more next Friday, and we'll want to learn what happens now if this marriage is not working. What should we do? Should you stay in the marriage if they are beating you, they are battering you all the time, and it is all abuses? What do you do? I know at the rightful time we'll try to digest this, but all you have to do is don't miss the Love Clinic every Friday, starting from 8 a.m. in the morning to 8:30. Please don't miss, because it is very important for your family and for yourself. Even though you're not yet married, there are many issues that we discuss and digest in this program. Stay tuned. Don't touch your dial. Keep watching West Nile TV. And this was the Love Clinic with me, Feta Emmanuel, who has been your host, together with Dr. Love, who is right here with me also. Next Friday, he will be right here. Up next will be the Kokoloroko Live, which will come at 9 a.m. Stay tuned, don't touch your dial. Bye-bye for now. Happy weekend.